Good evening, everyone. How are you guys doing? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I'm so glad you can be with us this evening. We are going to get started soon, but this is what I want you to do. This is exactly what I want you to do. You see that button? I think the button might be like right here. Invite and share, invite and share, invite and share. Please, please, please. I'm about to do the same. I'm about to start a watch party as I usually do. Hey, Christina, thank you for joining. So I am going to find myself and I'm going to do a watch party so you guys can watch along with me. So here we go. Watch party gets started. All right. I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. The weather is getting better. Today's the first day of spring, and we're so excited. Like, I love spring. I got married in spring, and it's truly exciting. Everything starts blossoming. You see how everything changes to greenery. Hey, thank you so much for joining. And so I'm just super excited. As we have Gabriella will join us a little bit later, but we're going to get into the minutia of things because last Wednesday, everybody had the crisis of Instagram and Facebook going down. And there she is. And so as I was doing my live, I was wondering why nobody was like participating with me, right? So that's when we found out, oh, the big crisis happened with Instagram and the planner didn't plan, right? So cool. But since nobody was able to see the message, I wanted to make sure that we did the message again. All right. Hey, Miss Micheline, thank you for joining.
Hi, Micheline.
Okay. So this evening we're talking about how to host a women's conference. Hosting a women's conference and how to fill seats. And so these are three good nuggets to help you with that. So a lot of conferences are starting to pop off because second quarter is coming. Usually around second and third quarter, we have a lot of conferences. And then fourth quarter, maybe in the beginning a bit, not so much closer to the end. So we're making sure that we give you good information so that you can be fulfilled and have everything that you need for your event, right? Okay, perfect. Hey, Shalene, thank you for joining. Okay, so here's the first thing. Keeping it intimate. That may seem weird, right? You're saying conference. No. We're going to be talking to the people. I'll talk and then you get to do your thing, okay? Okay, cool. So, mompreneur, what you're going to do, right? So, the first thing you do is keep it intimate. And so when you think of a conference, you're like, what are you talking about, Melissa? Like, I want to sell out. I want 150, 200 people. Sometimes smaller is better because you have a bigger impact. And so how to fill the seats. If you know that there's going to be a great people in the room, I'm going to get great information. It is intimate, and I almost have like one-on-one time with like the guest speakers or the panelists. I'm keeping it to 50 people. The first 50 people, that is it. Tickets are sold out. That's how you do it. And so it gets that where you feel like you almost like when it's a Beyonce ticket. And they're like, the tickets are going on sale. If you don't have Visa, all of that things that you put together to say like, this is what needs to happen for me to get a ticket. I'm going to get a Visa card because I want to be the one to be able to get those tickets before it gets sold out, or MasterCard. However they do it, whichever platform that they use for. So we want to make sure that you keep it intimate, and that's okay, right? So the other thing, hey Janelle, how are you doing? The other point, and so that's number one, is keeping it intimate. 50 or below is basically considered intimate. When you start getting to 75, it's like, oh, okay, 100 is definitely not intimate, right? So keeping it intimate means that you can sell tickets out faster. Number two, a special speaker. And so when you have a special guest, a special speaker, that means it's somebody who is really known in the area, maybe an influencer. I'm not talking about Oprah level, but at least somebody who is really experienced in the field, or the guru in that expertise in that area. And so having somebody like that on your tickets would then definitely start filling out seats, right? The numbers are butts and seats. but making sure that the content is still great. So having a special guest speaker definitely can do that as well. Making sure you're picking out somebody who is a guru in that area. And I keep saying guru because if, like, for event planning, I'm going to look for somebody like David Tutera. If he's there, oh, okay, that brings another level. Oh, they're really good at what they do, right? And so I want to be in the room because they're good at what they do. So I'm purchasing a ticket. So think of a special guest. So that's number 2. Can we say number 3? Give them a number 3. Camera's here. Number 3. Okay, 3. Panelists. I don't think a lot of people know how impactful having a panel is. So having a panel means that you have multiple people speaking, right? And so, like, on Monday, I am going to be a part of a panel, and I think it's 4 or 5 of us on the panel. Okay, 4 or 5 of us on the panel, and we all bring different levels of experience. And so automatically the event seems very impactful because we're seeing somebody who's an influencer. I think somebody has a nonprofit that talks about women's empowerment or girls' empowerment. I do event planning. Somebody else is like a fashion blogger. And so there's different areas, but there's impacting on how to be a boss and how to run your business on social media and in person, and how did you get started. So having a panel, now I can bring 20 people to an event. The other person can bring probably 20 people. If you have 5 people and they all bring 20, or you have 4 people, they all bring 20 people, you have a good amount of people at your event, right? So you can automatically think, if I can't even get 1 person in, but I know my panelists can at least bring 20 people, that's ticket sales right there, because I have a following, the next person has a following, the next person has a following. So picking people who will have a following or impact, or I'm interested in event planning, I'm going to go because she has 12 years of experience. That can be big. And if you have more than 1 panel for your event, then your numbers are already rising. If you can see the odds, always shoot for about 150, then you're going to say, like, I'm at least going to get 60. Think of 30% is what you're going to get inside the room. So always try to overdo it so that you at least get your number, right? The same thing with number 1, when we talked about keep it intimate. Yeah, 50 people is your max, but you want to at least reach to 300 people. That way you can get your 50 people, right? Always overreach, and then you can get it. So that is how you feel. That's some ways. There's plenty of ways on how to fill seats, but that is what, these are 3 of the ways on how to fill seats. So 1 is keep it intimate. Reach for 300, only book 50. That's it. 50 is the max amount of people who can fit in there. First come, first serve. See you next year. Then number 2, having your special speaker, your guest speaker, somebody who's a guru who can bring a crowd out. Not saying you need to spend $3,000 on a speaker, but think of somebody who can really bring somebody out. And there's other ways to get big speakers like that. You can purchase their book, say like, hey, we'll purchase 50 books. Everybody gets a copy, something like that, right? You can work those deals out. And then number 3 is having a panel. A panel will definitely bring more people out to the crowd. And so having multiple panels or 1 panel, but making sure you're picking people on a panel who has a great influence, because that's what happens for your events. That's what brings people out. That's how you get it going. Okay, you guys? So listen, Women Conferences is Women's History Month. Yes, we are powerful. We're beyond measure, right? And so it's time to really learn about how to get your conferences filled out. And so that is what our message is tonight. As we have Gabrielle in the background, I know you see her moving around. Mompreneur, what are you going to do, right? So also, I take this time to also ask your questions. Some people did send me questions from my first live I did about event tips. And then you guys can fill in questions. Hey, David, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. So ask your questions, give me hearts, say, hey, let me know that you're here. Can you hear me? All of that information, right? And then what I'll do is we'll talk closer to the end about how can you get in contact with me? How can you get on the radar? How can I have an idea of an event, Melissa, but I'm not sure really what to do. And so I need your help. And that's okay. We can help you. No worries. That's what we're here for. And so here is, okay. Look at some of the questions here. Hey guys, thank you guys for joining. Give me some hearts, haze, waves, all that stuff, smiley faces, and then we'll have I'll go on my personal page so we can have Gabriella do her thing. So we don't mix brands here because she's still in my brand. All right, so one person asked me earlier, how do we get people to RSVP? Because they want to make sure that their event fills out and they're not trying to wait for, we call it CP, CP time or CP RSVPs that sometimes we don't even RSVP, but we just show up to an event. Some of us are guilty of that, right? How do I get people to do that? And so depending on the event, I told her either if it's a wedding, there's a hard timeline, and usually I say, listen, blame it on the hostess or the event planner. When they come to sign in, if they didn't RSVP, which I had to do this before, but I knew exactly what I was doing because I was the person receiving the RSVPs, and I know I never got this person's RSVP. And so you just make sure that what I do is when the wedding has started, the reception has started, sometimes people don't show up, right? So I just let them know, hey, let's see if we have any empty spaces, and we'll then fill you in, but give us a moment. And so that is one way. And then for like social events or for conferences, listen, don't ever cancel an event. Even if it's 2 people in the room, it's still impactful, and there's still ways that you can leverage from that. It may seem discouraging, but that definitely plants a seed for another opportunity, okay? So that answers that question. Let me know if you guys have any questions, put in the comments, and we'll definitely be able to answer that. Hey, Daphne. Okay. All right, so as you guys are writing your questions and sending me your messages, just want to let you know to please follow us on a couple of things. On Instagram at rescue_events. Check out our website, rescueeventplanning.com, and also send me a message for you to do a event planning strategy session. During this session, we take our time to really go through your event on what you're trying to do. And I give you from A to Z. What I mean, I don't leave anything out. I probably am underselling this so much. However, I love to see people really succeed in their events. And so though you may not be able to have me physically there, I have prepped you enough to make it seem like I was there. Okay, so thank you guys again so much for joining. My name is Melissa Jakes. I am CEO and founder of Rescue Event Planning, also known as Olivia Pope of Live Events. And we will see you later. You say bye?
I want to sing.
Yeah, we're going to do something else on another page. So okay, bye. Thank you so much.